in the world.
What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Happy 420 if you're into that kind of thing. Sit on back, hang out, and we'll do some Q&A. We'll, oh, I pointed this camera downwards and now my head's popping off the top. I'll just slouch down a little bit. Shirt of the day! I really did. I really did. There's a documentary called Class Action Park. If you want to figure, if you want 1 hour and a half long thing that explains New Jersey, there you go. Only, like, the entire time that Maggie and I were watching that documentary, we kept, like, every 10 minutes we would look at each other and just be like, man, only in New Jersey. Only in New Jersey would this fly. I've been switching some stuff up and hooking some new things up. Got a little different kind of lighting setup here that I think I kind of dig. And there's a new camera. Hold on. Let me add the new... Well, so the new camera is here on the bench cam. Look at that! It's another Logitech C900. Hi! Why bother coming up with your own ideas when you can just steal everyone else's ideas? Shout out to Joshua Bardwell. This is just me completely stealing his idea. But it's a great idea. It's super cool to have like a really wide camera. That'll come in handy when I'm doing like test hovers and stuff like that. I'll be able to turn that thing on to see the whole room. You'll be able to see the quad bouncing up and down. So yeah, there's that. Here, let me add it to this. Let me add it to this scene here, just so that it's available. All right, so if I put it there, and then I'm gonna bring it down here, and I'm gonna bring this up like that. Okay, now pull this down here, and then I can just toggle it off and on. Look at that! I gotta get the color temperatures is a little bit wrong. That's all right, but look at us go, man. We got things, we got people, we got, what's this? Stream, oh, there we go. Hey, what happened to the other camera? There it is. Oh, God, and then we've got, I gotta pull these up here as well. Gear fund. What's this other gear fund? Danzilla Terrell says that overhead makes you look extra gangly. Yeah, you get to see maximum gangle with the the overhead. You know, I don't actually like this camera pointed down. I want it up like it used to be. There we go. That looks about right. Hi! In the chat, Riot 9, Family Guy, Ethics FPV, Michael D. Grizz, Mudkips, Dan636, Frank Nicholas, Flush FPV, Steady Eddie, Kevin Sumner, Northern Tier, Ram Jam, Drone Daddy, Kevin Sumner, Slide By 661, Brandon's Baked Beans, Dozer, Blinda Binda, Blinda Binda. I got back to you on Discord. I don't know what happened. When I do giveaways, I write the person's name on one of the pieces of the giveaway and I leave it in a little pile and then I put it in a package, I print a label and I send it to that person. Blinda Binda won a couple of weeks ago, he said, I don't see him in stamps.com. If one of you guys got a package in the mail and Blinda Binda is written on one of the things in that package, do me a favor and reach out to me. I might have sent Blinda Binda's giveaway winnings to someone else. I don't know what else could have happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But Blinda Binda, let me know over on Discord if you haven't already, what you won, what the date was, so I can go back and look it up and see if I can jog my memory and figure out what the hell happened. What I'm talking about are the giveaways that patrons can get in on. For $5, $10, or $20 a month, you can join in on bi-weekly giveaways every other Monday. 2 days ago was one. This coming Monday is not. The following Monday, there's another 3 giveaways for patrons. Once you get over to the Patreon channel, it's going to explain how it works. The $5 a month tier enters you to win Tiny Whoop and Toothpick stuff, $10 a month, 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop stuff, $20 a month or up, 5-inch stuff. If you're fully addicted to gambling, you can join the $30 and up tier, and that'll put you into all the stuff. You'll be entered in to win all 3 of those giveaways every other Monday. So that's how it works. There'll be some pretty gnarly giveaways coming soon, full builds and stuff like that. So good time to join. This is my full-time job. Patreon is the thing that really helps me out the most. Kind of just keep on going, keep the hoe train rolling, keep on making content for you guys, and yeah, keep the collective being a collective group of knowledge. We're gonna work on the for sale slammed glides tonight and see how much more we can get done on them. And we'll do some Q&A, have a good chat as we usually do. And yeah, just kind of hang out on this very earthy holiday. See what I did there? Do you see what I did there? Do you see it? Do you see what it is and what I did with it? If you want to talk directly to me, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV in the chat. When you do so, it'll light up an orange like this, and I'll know that you're talking to me. You can also do a super chat if you want to support the chaos, but I'd rather you join my Patreon, to be completely honest, because a lot less of a percentage gets taken, and there's a ton of really good shit going on over on Patreon. Bunch of other stuff over on CiottiFPV.com, Fiverr page, Etsy page, Teespring store, all kinds of good stuff going on. Head on over there. A bunch of affiliate links too. Make it your homepage. Help your gangly buddy stay in business. Michael D says, did you make that thumbnail? I sure did. Last year. I recycled last year's thumbnail for my birthday last week, and now I recycled last year's thumbnail for April 20th. Grizz FPV says, what's up? Kevin Sumner says, hi up, desk cam. The only thing I don't like about this this light that's doing this is it throws a pretty nasty, I just noticed, well, I noticed it before, but I didn't think it was so bad. It throws a really nasty shadow, glare on the on my monitor, exactly where the chat is. So let me see something here. Let me just Hingus. Let me just put it all the way over here, and then let's see if that's any better. Oh my God, that's way better. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the move. All right, cool. So we're good now. Done. Great. All right. Remy Tim says PayPal, opening up my email. Danzilla the Terrible says that overhead angle makes it extra gangly. Kevin Sumner says, is your dignity still for sale? Always. It is always for sale. Let's head over here to my email. I think some super chats came in Monday night after the stream ended. Let me see here. No, I just didn't check my emails. My apologies. Kevin Sumner sent $50 effing on Monday night. Thank you, Kevin. Very, very cool of you. Then we got a little bit of Michael Merritt. He sent $10. I hope these people didn't. Nah, 1140. That was way after the giveaways. Okay, cool. So Michael Merritt, thanks for the support. I hope that you didn't want that $10 to go towards the giveaway. If so, let me know, and I'll get you in next Monday's giveaway. Wesley Mills with a $20 PayPal. He says, happy birthday. Thank you very much, Wesley. TurboTax update. Your 2021 Georgia personal return was accepted. Yeah. Waited until the last minute to do it, but I got it done, damn it. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to delete that. I want to put that in my taxes folder. There we go. All right, cool. There's some Vans. I don't like any of them. Canon EOS M's for sale. Nah, none cheap enough. Session 5's for sale. Okay. Auto pay. There's an Italian video maker that messaged me on Fiverr. That's interesting. Maximum Motorsports, let me know about Mustang handling parts. Come on! Where are we at here? Go away, Etsy. Alright. We're almost good. Here we go. We're getting there. And... alright, good deal. Oh God, what? Okay, I thought I was towards the top. Apparently not. Okay, I gotta skip. Skip. Oh my God, how many emails? What? Why did so many emails come all of a sudden today? There we go. Daniel Maurer with a $4.20 PayPal. He says, weed fund. We don't have one of those, Dan, but I very much appreciate the $4.20, my man. And Steven Steinbaker, the one and only CMYK FPV with a $20 PayPal. Thank you, brother. You guys know how to celebrate. You guys know what's what. What's that? What is, okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Good to go. Over on Joshua Bardwell's Ultimate Shopping List, there is a brand new page that I did most of the like information gathering and planning for. So if you, I'll share my screen here. If you head on over to the FPV Know It All, the site won't be able to be reached. There we go. Here in the Ultimate FPV Shopping List, if you click this, there should be, there it is, Tiny Whoop FPV drones and parts. This is a team effort. Joshua wrote the majority of the copy. I helped with some of it. I did all the planning and the parts selections, and then Eirik and David did all of the HTML and layout and coding and whatnot. So yeah, there's a bind and fly section here. Here's an HD0 rig, the ELRS Mobula 6, of course, and then we've got the Mobula 7 ELRS and the Acro B V3. And then the iFlight Alpha, which is really the best of the ones with Vistas built in that I could find. And then this is really like the meat and potatoes of what I did here. 65mm cheap, easy build. The flow of the build is all kind of, it's in order here, from most important to least important. The pictures do not represent that. So if you want the cheapest, easiest 65mm build, first thing you get is the Mobula 6 ELRS, and then you swap out to the Meteor 65 frame, and then you do the GemFan props, and then you go to BT 2.0, and then here's battery recommendations, and then the last upgrade is the Singularity antenna. So that's how it's kind of set up. Like, you know, if you're going to do it all at once, it doesn't matter, but if you're going to go piece by piece by piece, yeah, you can just kind of work your way top to bottom, and that'll give you the most bang for your buck every step of the way. And then, yeah, they got it all laid out here. And then here's the 65mm high quality expert build. Pretty similar build, but with the Acro B, because that AIO is just straight up better quality than the Happy Model AIO. And then the motors that the Acro B comes with are no good, so you want to move to these 0802 25,000 areolas. You'll notice that up here, we don't have any motors called out because this Mobula 6 ELRS, the 0702 or 3, whatever the hell they are, motors are damn near the best available. Yeah, these 0802 25,000s do have a little bit more grunt, but they're heavier. So, yeah, you kind of can't go wrong either way. And then here's a 75mm build that I put together. This is pretty much identical to... when I did this build, it was very much inspired by Infinity Loops. This is pretty similar to, almost identical to his preferred Tiny Whoop build. And there's some chargers and a flying sandal and the fractal board and all kinds of good stuff. So, yeah, there you guys go. That's been a really fun project to work with Joshua on, and it's super cool to see it like in existence up on his website. So check it out. CMYK says, love the green lights, happy 420. Thank you, brother. Kevin Sumner says, recycling thumbnails, Earth Day is on Friday after all. I bet you I have an Earth Day thumbnail. Denzel the Terrible says, time to buy a flag for that light. Are you getting, so it's actually a very small light source. A flag wouldn't really, like, I'm getting a direct reflection off of it. A flag wouldn't really help it out. But I don't know if it's gonna stay. I don't know. Just kind of playing around with some different lights. But I'm kind of digging. Although now it's not on the angle that I want it to be on at this point, which is kind of annoying. Maybe it's just not pointed at me. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I don't know. Playing around. Michael D says, happy belated birthday. Sorry I couldn't make it for the live stream. No worries, Michael. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Potato FPV says, how much do you make selling the quads that you build and sell? So Potato, I've never actually done it before. I don't know why I'm going out of order here, but Boiler Boy, you're next. Potato, I've never done this before. The way that I build, it's just completely meticulous. It takes forever, and those are not good things for like building and selling rigs. So I've never really sold a rig before. This is a pretty special kind of thing that I'm doing here. I haven't decided what to do about how much to charge and or how to sell them. I think a fun thing to do might be on a Freestyle Friday, maybe next week. Get an eBay auction ready to go with like an initial bid of like $300, because that's basically what the parts cost for these, for each one of these. Just list one of them, and start the listing during a live stream, like 1 hour into a 2 hour live stream, right? And then set it up for an entire week, so it sits there on eBay with just that starting bid, no real reserve, for an entire week, and then for the first hour of the next week's live stream will be the last hour of the item, and it could be cool. There could be a little bidding war between a couple people, right? And that'd be fun to watch it. So I'm thinking about doing that. If I were just to straight up sell them, like if you just wanted to like lock one in right now and PayPal me for it, and when it's done I mail it, I'm thinking 800 would be the right number. Realistically, each one of these is going to have 6 or so hours of my time. I charge $80 to $100 an hour for my time, and you're also getting the benefit of, you know, almost 6 years of experience, right? That's what you're paying for. Like when you buy a bind and fly, it's not being built by someone that's been doing it for 6 years. It's built by, you know, the lowest common denominator that's just banging as many of them out as possible. This is a fully, you know, coach built is the word in the car community. And yeah, you got to pay for that. So if anybody wants to like snag one of these before they're even done, yeah, hit me up, let me know, and I'll build it to your spec. Otherwise, one of them is going to be on Violet TPU. One of them is going to be a miniature Rocinante with silver standoffs, blue TPU in the rear, and then red TPU in the front. That'll be kind of cool. A little mini Rossi. And then one of them is going to be like not necessarily set up for crossfire, with like a sort of a purple TPU. So yeah, should be super fun. Boiler Boy 1981 says, know of any run cam thumb mounts for the Ripsqueak? I can't find any with 26mm standoff spacing. I do not, Boiler Boy. The run cam thumb has been out of stock pretty much everywhere. What we can do, though, is just search for Ripsqueak on Thingiverse. And I think this roughly organizes by recency. And yeah, we don't have any. There aren't any here. Maybe the Insta360 Go 2 or Go 1 sleeves might work, but I have no idea. I don't have a run cam thumb to test. You can certainly message Bill from BQE and say, hey, any chance of a run cam thumb mount being made? Maybe they'll hook you up. Potato says, I feel like it would be a fun side gig. I don't really think so, to be honest, Potato. So let's see. So I mentioned $800. Let's see if anybody lost their mind in the chat, and I'll explain why. Drone Daddy says completely fair price. That's very cool. Michael D, you just retracted that message. Yes, I did get your PayPal like 10 minutes ago. I gave you a shout out. Thank you, brother. Very, very cool of you. What's up, Squints? Adam's in the house. Okay, so nobody lost their mind in the chats. Previously, when I've said $800 for a 5-inch slammed glide build, without fail, somebody's like, "What are you, fucking smoking crack?" It's not like the bind and flies ruin everything. You know, you can pick up like a half decent bind and fly for what, $350 now. Like that completely screws anybody that wants to custom build these things, because it's less than half as much, and it's just because, you know, Chinese labor. Like let's just be honest, right? I have to, in order to keep doing FPV full time, the things that I do that make money, which are kind of few and far between, right? Like you got to do a lot of accounting and marketing and all these other things that are involved with running a business. And you don't really make money doing any of those things, you know what I mean? So like the things that I need to do that make me money, flying gigs, live streams, sort of, that's a little bit different though, because it's part marketing, part making money. Building, I have to charge a lot for that because I don't have 8 to 10 hours of direct paying work that I can do every single day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if that sounds like a crazy number to anybody, that's just kind of what's going on. I have to charge a lot for them, and it's a very special thing, right? Like, I have a little bit of a following. Some people seem to really dig what I'm doing, and hopefully to some of those people it'll be worth a little piece of, you know, history, nostalgia, whatever, of, you know, the glide build, the glide build that I've been developing over the last 3+ years, built by me, right? Which is to say, built damn near perfect, because that's how I try to do kind of everything. So yeah, for anybody that doesn't have, so like if you were to start building rigs in order to sell them, you know, the other problem is you can't get parts at cost. You know, I had to buy all these parts at retail. When iFlight builds a bind and fly, they're getting all the parts for, you know, 50, 60, 70% off of what I have to pay for them. So yeah, building rigs in order to sell them is not, unless you're a famous YouTuber, and unless the fact that it's built by you carries some weight so that you can charge more for it, I would not recommend it. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a long answer to a short question, but yeah, I would not want to spend 2 or 3 or 4 hours on a build and then have to sell it for $400 and make $100 in profit. That's, you know, your time is worth more than that. And then, you know, you're sending a rig out to someone who could have problems with it. You know, there's a chance of you having to spend a whole bunch of time on customer service because you sent it and in the mail it got banged up, or they just, you know, don't understand if it's somebody's first rig, right? Like, so yeah. As Alku says, hi, did you try HDO2 goggles? I know you have the HD and you love it, but can you add some notes for the HDO2? Thanks. I have tried HDO2s a bunch of times. I don't like them as much as my HD3s. They're almost like over sharpened. And what's really, so Patrick has a set of HDO2s with a rapid fire. And a couple of months ago we were flying stables and we swapped goggles. And when he gave me his goggles, I was like, oh. And when he put my goggles on, he was like, oh. And we both kind of had this moment where we were like, wait a second, what the hell's going on here? Like, what? Do the HD3s really look better? Like, what's happening? The long and short of it is that the HDO2s don't give you any more information. They're not going to make you fly any better. Yes, the blacks are a little bit blacker, but I'm not, especially on analog, I'm not in the goggles to have like a beautiful flying experience. I'm in the goggles to fly hard and then the HD, the Session or the Hero, is what's getting the pretty footage, right? So I really have a hard time recommending the HDO2s because they're a lot more expensive used than HD3s are, right? You can save roughly $100 by getting HD3s rather than HDO2s on the used market, and you can spend that $100 on a lot of stuff that's going to make you fly a lot better and stay in the air longer. I mean, a full new set of motors, like that's a big deal. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with the HDO2s. I just prefer the HD3s. And apparently I'm not alone on that front. And yeah, but I mean, they're both going to work. It's analog. You know, you're not going to be able to see where you're going anyway. You're going to have to use the force. And it just kind of is what it is. I think hold on. I think I got this camera a little bit jacked off to the side when I was screwing with it before. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah. 661 says the thumb just came back in stock a few days ago. It did. Brain 3D has a couple on the way, and he's sending me a couple of them. One for a giveaway, one for me to kind of use. So yeah, we'll see. That could be pretty cool. I have mixed feelings on it. FPV Trucker says, happy help day. I'm digging the green lightage. Thank you, brother. It is an honor of the holy day of days. If you're into that kind of thing. April 20th. 661 says, BQE makes the tab style mount that fits the ripsqueak, and GetFPV has a 3D printed tab style mount for the RunCam thumb. Hopefully they fit together. That's really cool, 661. I did not know that. 661 said he just got his RunCam thumb right now, opening the box. Let me go on GetFPV and look at that mount. Search for thumb. Okay, so I think this might be what 661's talking about. I think the RunCam thumb does come with this little plasticky mount, which may work. I gotta be honest, I don't really think that it will, but you never know. So I think this is it. So that's a standard tabbed mount for the GoPro style tabs, it looks like. I don't think that's gonna work on the ripsqueak. In fact, I'm pretty sure that ain't gonna work on the ripsqueak. No, it's not. That mount is not gonna work on the ripsqueak. I can guarantee it. So yeah, somebody needs to make a ripsqueak RunCam thumb mount. Sorry to burst your bubble, my man. This one actually might work. If this plastic mount is similar to this image here, the plastic mount that the thing comes with might actually work on a ripsqueak with the tabbed top part. Man, that camera is really small. Jesus. All right. YouTube just did the thing. Thanks a lot, YouTube. Thanks a lot. I'm good, Adam. Super busy, but super good. Lots of really, really, really exciting life things going on. I'll be living up towards you and Glenn sooner than later, and I'm really, really, really excited. Michael Blade says, hey. Paul McDonald says, I mean, I don't think it's out of line since it's built by you / costs of parts / labor. I think the average of 65-ish an hour for a build is not out of line, but it's out of my price range, sadly. Yeah, I wish I wish I could charge less, but I just can't, unfortunately. Boiler Boy says, better luck than the plastic mount, cracked when I nicked a race gate. 3D printed sleeve mounts in the box. That's pretty cool. 661 says. Yarb says, Mount Maker just made the beta available. Can buy for $7. I did 2 minutes, and I almost have a Runcam thumb mount for Ripsqueak with 0 modeling done. Very cool, Yarbs. I dig that, man. That's really cool. Damn. Kevin Sumner says, my complaint about the HDO2s is the corners get cut off no matter how I adjust the IPD and the goggle position on my face. You know, I didn't notice that about them, but that would drive me absolutely mad. So, HD3s all day. Squint, look at that. Squint says HD3 for sure preferred here too. I'll be damned. I thought it was just me. I thought everybody moved on to the HDO2s and I was the only, you know, because I tend to be the only guy using old-ass, out-of-date gear. But look at that. I guess it ain't just me. I'll be damned. I'm into that. 661 says that 3D printed sleeve mount came with the Runcam thumb in the box. That's pretty cool. Good on GetFPV for doing that. 661 says, well, the tabs are the standard size. BQE makes the part that fits on a Ripsqueak frame for the tab mounts. So from what I've seen, the part that BQE makes, it's the tabs are specifically designed for the BQE specific mount, which is a 5mm standoff, a 5mm M3 standoff in the middle of 2 tabs. The GoPro mount has 3 tabs on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and then the top part has 2 tabs that come down. And those tabs are only spaced apart by like maybe 2 millimeters. So I don't think it works, but I guess maybe you could stretch it and make it work, possibly. I doubt it, but you never know. Quadmod says, what do you think of the thumb on a 65 millimeter? I don't know yet, but I can't wait to find out, Quadmods. What I can say is that my 65 millimeter rigs on the big nasty motors, the 0802 25,000s, they were able to pick up the 18 gram Insta360 Go 1. So the 8 gram Runcam thumb should be even better. We just need somebody to make a mount. So once it shows up, I'll be bugging somebody to make one of these Goober Canopy style mounts here that Newbie Drone designed. B-Man says, what's up? YouTube did the thing again. 661 says, I have a Runcam Split 3 on my 3-inch Ripsqueak and my 4-inch QVS, so I'll be comparing the video quality from the thumb and the Split. They both do 1080-60, and I know the Split makes good video. I'm willing to bet 661 that they're the exact same sensor and they're the exact same kind of like everything. I hope that that's not true. I hope that the Runcam thumb is basically a Runcam hybrid sensor, but I don't know. Hell, they could all be the same sensor. But yeah, if the thumb has the same sensor as the Runcam hybrid, that's a hell of a deal for $50. I gotta be honest. It's not the best, but it's pretty damn decent. And to be able to take that and have a like way under sub 250 gram rig and just send that thing up and down big buildings and other sketchy shit, fly it around the mall, like that's awesome. That's really, really, really cool. So, yeah, for the same reason that I love the Runcam hybrids in a couple of these Ripsqueaks, I'm gonna potentially love the thumb. All that being said, the Insta360 Go 2 blows it out of the water. Much better HD image quality, but it's 26 grams, and it's a lot more expensive. So yeah, you get what you pay for. And yeah, weight is a real big deal. Boiler Boy says the plastic mount spacing is way too short. I had to hack the BQE camera mount for the OG and the camera sleeve. So there we go. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be right sized. I can't wait to hear what you have to say though, 661, about that. Family Guyver says, am I late to the party? A little bit. That's okay. Hey, caught up on chat. There we go. Let's go to the Gangly Cam. You can barely see it. It's too small. All right. Okay. Is that a good spot for gangly cam? What do you guys think? It doesn't really make any sense up here. It doesn't add to this in any way, so I'm just going to turn it off. 661 says, I really hope it's the same sensor as the split in the thumb, but the videos it seems to YouTube, the thumb is a very flat color and the split has more color gain. I'll have to see. Interesting. Some more articulation. WAM-FPV says, are you still happy with your motor choice on the DJI glides? I'm kind of all over the place on motors on the glides. My favorite 5-inch motor, though, just like full stop, is the T-Motor F40 Pro 4. I have one DJI glide on the FPV Cycle 25mm motors. I have another one on T-Motor F40 Pro 2s, my old motor of choice, and I have another one on Brother Hobby 2507s. So yeah, none of the HD glides are actually on my preferred motor, but as I blow up these F40 Pro 2s, eventually the Rossi, which is a digital rig, will get moved over to the Pro 4s, which, yeah, are my favorites. But all that being said, I gotta be honest, the F40 Pro 2s are awesome. Like, I still absolutely love those motors. I just can't, like, openly love them because it's illegal. No, because I'll get thrown in jail. Because you can't get them anymore. Boiler Boy says 360 Go is 5 times the price of the thumb. I suck too much to risk killing it. Yeah, it's an unbelievable price difference. Moving some stuff around here, and we are gonna get to work. Oh, let me throw this laptop outside here. All right, people, let's get some stuff done. B-Man knows what's what. So the next thing I'm going to do on these builds is I'm just going to pre-wire. I'm just going to send some receiver wires rearward just so that they're ready to go. I'm not going to be putting, I don't know what protocol the people that are going to buy these things are on. So yeah, I'm just going to send the wires to the rear, and then they can put in either their own receiver, or if they're on Crossfire, I do have like an extra Crossfire Nano that I could put in. But yeah, otherwise it's just going to be set up for a receiver, and away you go. If somebody like wants to put it on ELRS, I don't have any extra ELRS receivers, so that becomes a little bit confusing. But no sweat, it's all good. Let's see if these medium length wires are long enough. Nah, not quite. I mean, technically, maybe, kinda, sorta, but not really. Alright, so let's figure out which pads we're going to use. So the receiver is a powered is a powered component from USB. So we want to make sure that we get this onto an even numbered UART, so that we don't have any weird problems with DFU mode. I don't think that's an issue with this particular flight controller, but I don't plan on finding out. I'd rather just do it right the first time and not have to worry about it or ever really kind of think about it. So, board is going to mount up like that. And oh, look at that. There's an RX6 and TX6 right there. So what do we got? We got RX6, TX6, TX3, camera control, camera ground, camera signal, 5-volt ground, S-bus. I'm not using that 5-volt or that ground and I could do these, but there is a bind button right next to these pads. So instead what I'm going to do is solder it up to the bottom of the board here. I'm going to use ground 5 volt. Hold on. There we go. I'm going to use ground 5 volt TX4 RX4. And then I'll just run those straight backwards, and that'll be nice and clean. And it's an even numbered UART. So yeah, we'll be good to go with that. Here's a little pad that I might need to... No, I don't need to close that. Okay, we're good to go. Just gonna leave this up on my screen here. All right, good deal. So, I need some long cables. And I think I'm gonna use this guy. Are these guys long enough? So I'm going to be going from the front to the rear, and I've got, yeah, I can use these little fellas here. All right, beautiful. So, hell, I could even set it up for a connector, but that's no fun. We solder around these parts, screw connectors. Although, man, it was nice to run connectors on some of those DJI setups. That was kind of slick. Gotta be honest. Okay. So I'm gonna use these 3 guys. And how about this blue? Is this long enough to reach to the back? Not quite. I want to make sure there's a bunch of extra wire on this. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. We're going pink, green, red, and black. All right. This is going to be good. Away we go. There's one. And let me find another one here. Let me actually dip into this box here. This is why I just save all my old cables, because like eventually I'll find a use for them. And this is a perfect example here. Alright, so we got one set here. I need the really long ones. None of these are long enough. This is the long one that I need. But it's my last one for some reason. That's weird. Okay, strange. Guess I'm not going to be raiding this box. What about this box? What about in here? Do I have anybody that's long enough? No? Alright. Well, hell. Okay. So the next longest that I've got is just kind of sitting over here. And yeah, that should be long enough. Yeah, it's plenty long. Okay, so we got that guy. What about this little cable here? Is this long enough? Nope, 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 nope. Alright. This guy? Nah, not quite. About this guy. Nope, still not quite. Jesus! It's wild how long the nose of the glide really is. Okay, I gotta go in here. That is fine. So we've got a black. We've got a red. We've got a pink. And we're gonna go green. All right, there's one more set there. Put that up here on this rig. And then I'm gonna use my last black. I'm gonna put this guy over here. I'll save that guy. Black and red and green. And I don't have pink for this one, so I'm going to use white. Cool. So I got all 4 of these wires ready to go. Panama red. I bet you would, Panama red. Okay. Man, I have a mess over here. Let me get this mess kind of cleaned up a little bit. All right, there we go. What is this? Is this motors and screws? What? Why? Why do you exist? Why are you a thing? Get out of here. Get out of here. What? Why do you exist? Go away. You go there. Great! A little bit cleaner than I was a minute ago. No. I got the soldering iron in a different spot now. I'm getting ready to move over to the Mini. I'm going to do a ton of work. I'm going to see if tomorrow I can get the Mac Mini fully operational and ready to go for live streaming duty and just all things duty. He said duty. It's true. I did. I said it with my mouth. All right, so let's move this out of the way here. And that's looking good. I'm going to send these wires in this direction. So I can either feed them up like that, or I can, let's do this. Yeah, put it like that. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to do this with all 3 of these, so let's batch this shit as hard as we can. Alright. And here's the 3rd one. Whoopsie. Okay. There we go. Cool. Let's get these pads tinned up, and then we'll start zapping these wires on. Alright, they be fluxed. I don't think I have enough solder to get this all the way done, so let's pull a bunch more out. In the right scene still? Should be, yeah. When you pull a big long piece of solder out, take your biggest handled screwdriver, wrap the solder around like this, and you'll make yourself a little spool of solder. And then you just push it all together like that, push one end straight up, and now you've got a little thing of solder that stands freestanding. And you feel like a cool person. But don't let it go to your head, because you're no cooler than you were a minute ago. But you were pretty fucking cool a minute ago, so you're all set. Here we go! Ground pad first. 5 volt. TX4. RX4. Ah, come on. Can't pick up this piece of solder. I'm trying to just use this last little bit of solder here. Ground pad. 5 volt. Receive. Transmit. Ground. 5 volt. TX. RX. Trying my best to not breathe the soldering fumes in, or I could just turn this little fan on. That King Turkey actually... Oh wait, it fans out the top. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so if I put that fan here... Oh man, it's not going to stay. Really? Well, I guess I could put the fan up here. And it'll pull the, let's see. Let's see what happens with the soldering fumes. Do they go forwards? No, they just still go straight up. Huh. I gotta put a little piece of jib jab on the back. I could just do that. There we go. That works. Cool. That gives me a little airflow. All right. Well, now we got to do the admittedly annoying part, which is stripping a whole bunch of wires. So let's rip the Band-Aid off and just start doing it. What are you guys up to on this fine 420? Anybody? Anybody doing anything fun? Anybody call out of work? Is that a thing that you do? Okay. So we're gonna commit heresy here and cut off these little crimped on ends. And I mean, I'll leave the ends on the other side because I'm not soldering up to a crossfire. I'm just leaving this blank, and maybe somebody would want to put these into a plug header. Are there any? There are no receivers that have plug headers. Ugellin says, I'm up to the International Space Station at this point. Ah! I see what you did there. Nice. All right, let me try to strip a bunch of these all at once. I'm gonna drive my fingernails into all 4 of these and yank. How many did I get? Just 2? That's not bad. See if I can get the other 2. Yeah, look at that. Excellent. 2 at a time. What you know about that? All right. Put these guys here. Get them ready for tinnin. Get them ready for tinnitus. Okay. Come on. There we go. Ah! There's a strand of wire that's gone rogue on the red one. Okay, good. Next up, we've got this little fella. Come on, get in. What? Come on. Get. Can't you? Won't you just... Could you just... Why won't you... Can't... I wish you would just get a... Hold on. Raven says, strip for us, not a chance. Family Guyver says, my tummy hurt at work. I needed to skip out early and enjoy some munchies. Mudkip says, my dad has that shit in his ears. He doesn't hear half the stuff you say to him. What shit? What shit does he have in his ears? Are there any cables in here that are long enough? I don't think there are, man. Nah. This is wild. This is like the long... I never noticed this. There's like a specific length that all of these manufacturers use for their cables, and that length is like just barely, not quite long enough to go all the way from the front of the glide all the way to the rear. But you can get these in this wiring kit from Pyrodrone or RDQ, so like it's no big deal. But yeah, it's wild that just like every single plug header that I've ever gotten is just a little tiny bit too short. That's kind of funny. There is some standardization. It's just bad standardization in FPV. Which, you know, like, go fucking figure. You know, the only standardization we get is, like, that they picked cables that are a little too short. They picked cable lengths that are a little bit too short, I should say. I think I'm going to play some Gran Turismo 7 after this. It's Ferrari time, yo. I just started the Ferrari menu book. So, yeah, there's going to be some high-revving V8 action after this stream in Gran Turismo land tonight. So if you're into that kind of thing, come on over and say hey. Because I've been having an absolute blast on that game. Alright, I'm not even going to check my other box. Oh, tinnitus. Got it. Yeah, tinnitus is rough. I get pretty nasty. I have something weird going on with tinnitus and my depression / anxiety. It's not fun. I basically, like, when my mental health is going to hell, I just sort of all of a sudden start to have tinnitus, and it's really, really annoying. Like, I don't know how people live with that. Yeah, it's just like I lay down at night to try to go to sleep and just whee, and it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. When about a year, I actually learned this about myself about a year ago, when I was going through the divorce with my now ex-wife. Yeah, my mental health was in a terrible place, and yeah, I realized that I had tinnitus when I laid down. It was very strange, really wild, the mind-body connection. Although I guess this is just the mind connection. Although not really. I mean, I'm sure that there's a physical aspect in your ear holes with tinnitus. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Is tinnitus a strictly mental thing? No, right? There's something going on in your eardrums, right? I don't know. Drives some people crazy. Yeah, I could totally understand that. Like, I've heard that before, and I had a moment where I was like, oh, I totally get that now. That sucks. So yeah, scary stuff. Alright, you guys gonna hang out in a good little spot so that I can tin all 4 of you? Yes, there we go. Alright, great. And we got one more set here. Oh, look at that. This side is already pre-chopulated. Pre-count chocolate. I don't know. Alright, let's cut these down. Here, I'm going to turn on that overhead camera. You guys tell me if it's worthless or not. I think it's worthless for this camera view. For this scene, I should say. Well, you know what I can do? I can, like, zoom on it a little bit. Or not. Oh, I guess I can't. Oh well. Nope, can't zoom on it. Won't let me. That's weird. Blinda Binda says, what's the price on one of these builds? Blinda, I'm not totally... I might put one up on eBay and try to encourage a bidding war. If you wanted to lock one in, like, right now, it would be $800. These are not... I hope that these are not going to go for less than $800. Unless nobody wants them. If nobody will buy them at $800, then it'll come down from there. But I'm probably only going to do these 3. This is not something that I want to do, like, more than just this time. Like, this was kind of a little experiment, and I I had this idea when Joshua put the when I sent Joshua one of my glides, and he put that video up about it, and a bunch of people contacted me and said, "Yo, what'll it cost for you to build me that exact rig?" And so that started the process of buying all the parts and thinking about it and all that shit. And then it just kind of got lost in the woodwork, and I forgot to build the damn things. And now those people's direct messages are buried under 20 feet of snow in my inbox somewhere. So that was kind of stupid on my part, but I don't know. I also during that process realized like how much work it would actually be to build 3 identical rigs. So yeah, I mean whatever. But I'd like to think that somebody will be interested in these. But it's yeah, this is not. I have plenty of. I have like 15 other builds that need to get done. So me doing these right now is mainly like me just getting these off my plate. I want to get caught up. I'm trying to get caught up on as many of these builds as possible before I move. And my lease is up in July. What the hell? Are you kidding me? These two just like perfectly... Oh, jerks. Oh my god, come on now. There we go. Sure, there's a better way to do this, but I don't know it yet. And I really don't care to find out. I'm not trying to like refine the process of building a lot of 5-inch rigs. It's just not what I want to do for a living. One of the really nice things about doing your own thing for a career is that you get to pick what you do. Ken Herron! What's up, brother? How are you? With a $10 super chat. Super generous, brother. I'm going to make you a moderator, Ken, just so that your name shows up in blue so that I can see it a little bit easier. Thank you for the generosity. I'm going to get that added into the Vista Build Fund in 1 second. Let me just finish tinning these wires. Ken, have you done a scratch build like this yet? Alright. Come on now, little guy. Go. 2 left. 1 and 2. Alright, there we go. Fan's working really well. Slide by says, do you have the Logitech controller software for the cameras? I do. It doesn't work all that well, but I do have it. Mudkip says, what specs? Talon F7 flight controller, Acon AK32 ESCs, Newbie Drone 2306.5 motors. It's going to be set up for 6S. What else? Whatever props you want, probably 5143s. Throw a couple sets of those in. What else is there? Oh, Tramp, Immersion RC Tramp VTXs, Foxeer Lollipop antennas, all my super specific TPU that I've figured out is Ultra Ninja status. And then there's going to be, you're going to have your choice of a couple of pieces of TPU for camera mount. Hero 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, Hero 5, 6, 7 mount, or a Hero 8 mount, or a Session 5 mount, basically. Or maybe even like multiples. If you wanted like a Session mount and a Hero 8 mount, I could do that. Danzilla the Terrible, did you guys notice CiottiFPV's drawer of varying lengths of wire? Fenbot says, hey, happy 420. Brandon's Baked Beans says, didn't you see the video? Ken did a solderless build at JB's house. Wait, does that count? I think it kind of counts. Kind of counts. Kind of counts. King Turkey says, hey. All right. So now we're gonna start zapping these up to the flight controllers. Ken, if you haven't done a solder build yet, you gotta. It's a rite of passage, brother. You just gotta do it. I know you don't want to. I know it sucks. I agree with you, but yeah, man, you're getting into FPV. You're like, I see you doing FPV things. You gotta go all the way. If you're gonna be doing the FPV things, you gotta go for it. You gotta do the full custom build in order to get the respect of the FPV community. Not that you probably care about that, but you should. You should. It's important. Hold on, I forgot to flux this up. It's important to have the. I don't know. It's not important. But those of us that suffer through it, we want to see you suffer as well. Is basically the situation. That's basically why so many people are so hardcore about custom builds. Although, I will absolutely admit that a fully custom spec'd out build is gonna fly better. Because you're going to choose all of the components that fit your specific needs. This is actually one of the services that I offer over on my Fiverr page is something called build planning. And part of the biggest chunk of the time that we spend in build planning is talking about like what your goals are for the build. And then that allows me to suggest a setup of parts that are going to do that job really well. It's taken me many, many, many years to figure out what that setup of parts is. 5 volt then ground. So yeah, that's one of the things that in my opinion holds people back from doing custom builds early on, is that they just don't know what part. Like the whole point of a custom build is that you can custom spec it out and you can get all the the exact right frame for your needs, the exact right motors, but it takes a while to learn all that. So I love being able to offer that to people. And help them skip that like 2-year journey that is trying all different parts to figure out what you like the best. One of the ways to get around that is to just pick a pro pilot and just build their exact same gear setup. And then you're going to have a setup that they've developed over a while. But sometimes that setup is not perfectly aligned with what your goals are, which is why, in my opinion, a fully custom build is always going to be even better. But it's a cool. I'll do some cold solder joints soon. Ken says, it's a cool like engineering challenge, putting these builds together in a way that makes sense and. What's up, Chomper? How are you, man? Yeah, putting a build together in a way that is going to fly exactly the way you want it to with the exact runtime that you want, blah, 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 blah. And as you get better, the other thing that's nice is as you get better as a pilot, you tend to not outgrow those setups. When you do a bind and fly, you have in my experience, like you have a tendency to kind of like outgrow it, and it's the motors are too heavy for you, or the flight controller stack is not right, and then a lot of times what I see happen is people will like end up replacing everything. Like they'll buy a bind and fly, and then they'll swap the motors out, and then they'll swap the ESC out, and then they'll swap the flight controller out, and it's like, well, you might as well just build it from scratch if you were going to do all that. In theory, you're going to be swapping that stuff out as you break it. But Not always. So it can be a little bit of a slippery slope, I guess we could say. But it's a huge part of FPV, right? Like, I feel like all of the hardcore pilots whose videos we like to watch are doing custom builds. I don't know of anybody that's just flying binding flies, although my god, some of the binding flies are really good. So it actually wouldn't totally surprise me if there was someone out there. Alright, and what did I see? Ground on the outside, I think, right? Yeah. Ground on the outside. And then 5 volts on the inside. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting the wires as flat as possible against the flight controller. It's going to make them really strong if they ever get pulled on, because they won't be trying to cantilever the pad up off the PDB. They'll be pulling at a 90-degree angle to the pad, and the pad will be really strong in that direction. And this is also going to route the wires for me. All of these wires are routed rearwards, which is the way that we want them. Alright, there we go with that. Just get these wires laid up properly here. And cool. Got a little Italian flag going on with this one. I did not do that on purpose, but makes me happy. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm Italian. Not like a proud Italian or anything like that, but I am Italian. I think it's why my hair looks the way that it looks. It's also why I have olive skin when I tan. But I try to stay out of the sun because all the good shit is happening inside, am I right? Anything that I want to be involved in, at least, is happening inside. Alright, there we go. Get these wires twisted up all nice like. Awesome. Alright, yeah, and I'm just going to leave these sticking out the rear here. Because they are, yeah, I don't know what protocol whoever's going to buy this is going to be on. So let me take a second here to wrap up this little bundle of wires here. Just to kind of keep this a little bit neat and tidy as well. Tim says Colorado got lit and blazed for 420 today. By that I mean there was literally a wildfire. Oh Jesus! Quarter of a mile north of where I'm delivering packages right now is extinguished almost immediately. Yikes! That's scary. Mud Kip says just gonna ask if CiottiFPV is Italian. Chomper says 2 trailer park girls go around the outside. Sorry, myself. Jesus. Oh, shit. Alright. So there we go. 2 bundles of wires, 1 to the receiver, 1 to the VTX. And then this is our camera plug up front here. With a little bit of extra wire there. So this one is... Let me think about this. This one is all the way done, I think. Yeah, we just have this plug. Alright, cool. So we can drop this onto one of these frames, and yeah, that first one is completely done. 2 trailer park girls go around the outside. Around the outside. Around the outside. There it is. Look at that. Ain't that satisfying as shit? That's what you get for $800. Let me do that with this other one so that we get that full satisfying hit of organization. See what I did there? See what I did there? All right. This is very important work here. This is the most important part. It's not. Come on. All right, black, green. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we got these guys, and come on now. Come on now, little buddy. There it is. All right. Just make sure I'm pulling them flat. Okay. Once you get like a couple turns on these, you can like roll it in your fingers like that. But it's just getting it to that initial point can be a little bit tough. There we go. Alrighty. I got that one. And now let's get this one. Turns put in it here. And if you spin these up a little bit extra, they'll then unwind, and the wires will have a little bit of like memory to them. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing here, but Veritas, I'm building three fully identical slammed analog glides. At least one of them I think I'm going to put up on eBay, and then the other two I'm hoping to get $800 for. Yeah. All right, cool. 2 down. 1 to go. Okay. There we have it. Last one here. Do a little soldering first. And then we'll do some wire twisting. Get your twisted wires on. These are all ready to go. Veritas Weasel is Italian as well. Mudkip says, I assume part of the cost is for channel support and not parts costs. Yeah, that too, Mudkips. You know, like, hopefully, whoever snags the, you know, like, yeah, that's just sort of like understood. So it's pink first, pink then green. Yeah. Everything I do, it's hard to be a full-time FPV pilot without being one of the OG guys that has like a hugely popular channel. It's really, really difficult to have a smaller channel, and yeah. But this is what works for me. I don't make videos that get huge view counts, so I can't count on a billion people being in here. And that's also not what I want. I don't want to be, I don't want to have this huge unruly community where you guys feel kind of like lost in the mix. I would rather have a tight-knit community of folks that are really smart and, you know, really kind of aligned with my personal beliefs and or builds, stuff like that. It's not the best way to be a YouTuber, but I don't want to be a YouTuber. That's the other thing. Like, I want the flying gigs to to be my job, and then I want like the live streams to be something for fun. Not necessarily fun, but like, yeah, I want to be an FPV pilot. I don't want to be a YouTube personality. But one of the ways to be a pro pilot is to have somewhat of a social media following. YouTube is basically a portfolio, so having like good quality work up on YouTube seems to be the move. Instagram is the spot really where you're gonna get booked. So yeah, here on YouTube I hang out with you guys on these live streams. I put as many polished edits as I can up, and then I link to them over on Instagram, and that's what's been working well for me. But it's it's a lot of work, and there's no rule book that you can read. Like, you just have to kind of make it up as you go along, and I've made up this little system mainly because it works for my mental health. And yeah, again, different way to do it, but a really important way for me to do it, because nothing, like, my mental health is all that matters. All that matters. When I don't respect that, things get a little hairy, and I can't let things get a little hairy ever again. So I don't know if I would recommend this as a career, if I'm totally honest, but it's a hell of a ride, and I'm hoping that it's worth it for me. I have I think that I have just enough of a following to kind of keep going and hopefully make this work. Yeah, as I've said before, I'm just gonna rock it till the wheels fall off. Hopefully not literally, but you never know. Wheels done fell off last year and the year before, but here I'm still here. God damn it! So I'm just gonna keep going. All right, there we go. Got a nice, neat wire bundle there for the whatever receiver ends up going in this. And now I'm gonna take these guys here and spin them up here. Bob Noxious RX with a $60 super chat. He says, let's close that out. Mudkips with a $19.99 super chat. He says, hope this helps you a bit then. Very much so, Mudkips. Thank you so much, dude. Metal Erdskin says, just a small unruly community, right? Yeah, exactly. Metal Erdskin with a $14.20 super chat. He says, have a good build. Tonight I'm getting my gear ready to go fly with Bot Grinder and friends in Detroit. No shit. Very cool, Metal. Very, very, very cool. Damn, thanks, guys. Jesus. Here, let's get the let's get that gear fund updated. So we've got a tenner from Ken Heron. 320 goes up to 330. Thank you very much again, Ken. Come on. Veritas, we got that. Frosty Worldwide says, have you ever played around with mixed prop sizes? For example, 7-inch front, 6-inch rear. I have not, Frosty. That's an interesting idea. I don't know. I don't know about that, though, to be honest. If it'll hover without the PID loop freaking out, yeah, I don't know. Mudkips with a $19.99. He says, hope Jesus, brain, mouth, connect, motherfuckers. Hope this helps you a bit then. There we go. 330 goes to 350, and then Bob Noxious just nails it, and we go to 410. Thank you, friends. We have hit the Cadix Vista and Cam Fund. I already spent the money. Wait, Yeah, I already spent it, so... Look, here's the fastest this has ever happened. Hey, thanks for filling up that fund, guys. Ah, there you go. When the news with Joshua and its Blunty last week came out, and they said that the Vistas might be going away, I panic bought a couple of them. So yeah, here's what that fund just funded. A Nebula Pro Nano, so that I've got that tiny little camera, and then this is the big boy camera. I'm gonna build at least one DJI rig with the Nebula set up to be absolutely as lightweight as possible, and that's gonna basically become the main rig for the bicycle stuff, for the live flying gigs with the cyclists. It's also going to be the rig that I use to, like, so if you haven't been keeping score, hold on, please. Hold on, I'm coming back. Hold on. Here they are. So, I've been doing it with the first gig, I did it with the Tooth Fairy 2 and the Cinesplorer with the ducts removed. These are both set up to carry 120 plus gram Hero 8. So the motor selection, the prop selection, yeah, they're meant for that. 2004s don't really make all that much sense without the ducts and without a big ass camera on here. They fly great. Like, it was shocking how well these flew, but I can build something a lot lighter and a lot safer than these guys. So these are like backup, basically. And yeah, I want to build something that's 3-inch. No props in view, DJI, as light as possible, so that I have these guys with the battery are like 260, like set up like this. They're like 260 grams. I want to have something that's absolutely under 250, and there's no reason for me not to. Like, this is going to be an easy build. So yeah, I'm going to put that Nebula Pro Nano into something, and I think I can get something at like 320 grams, 330 grams, I'm sorry, 230 grams, that'll carry that 120 frame per second camera around that I've been told looks exactly like these DJI cams. And then yeah, if I get interviewed, or if anybody like wants to be a safety weenie, it's like, here, it's basically, I mean, basically what I'm going to build is a fucking ripsqueak, right? Like, I'm basically going to build a ripsqueak with the camera on board. So it's going to be like, oh, you're afraid of safety? Here's what I'm flying. Here it is. Here it is in the palm of my hand. Are you really, you're worried about this? Come on. This is literally classified as a toy by the FAA, as well it should be, right? And then so it's just like, look, this is super, super, super safe, because yeah, with sporting events, safety is a really big deal. So yeah, that's why I got that Nebula Nano. I'm also building a toothpick with the Nano camera on it, with Ghost, which will be pretty cool. TP3. This is going to be really fun. Christ, I could even technically fly this around. There'd be, like, motors in view, which is not really acceptable, but, like, in between batteries, or, like, just farting around or whatever. Throw that thing up in the air. That'd be hysterical. So, yeah, that's kind of the point of doing that. And then I got the other one with the silver camera, because the Rossi is my only freestyle glide on DJI, and it's got the Nebula Pro camera, which, like, from what I've heard, is the same thing as the silver-bodied camera, but I've had this thing go into like half frame rate, and like I banged off a building and it froze, and then it came back and then it froze again. So yeah, I do want to try that. I do want to have a freestyle glide with the best of the DJI cameras, to give it, because I'm still not sold on the DJI for freestyle thing. I'm still kind of leaning towards analog for hardcore freestyle flying, but I have to put more batteries in. I'm only probably 10 to 15 batteries into flying 5-inch freestyle with DJI, and that's just not enough. So yeah, Danzilla the Terrible says, I'm a noob and you are one of the big time OG dudes and cooler than most. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. I feel like a lot of the OG dudes have much bigger followings than I do, but I don't feel like there are many guys that have gotten into it. No, there are. There's a lot of people that are a lot newer than me that have much bigger followings, but they do the typical FPV YouTuber thing, right? Review videos, clickbait, like edited short stuff, and that's not what I'm doing here. I'm really pushing the long form content, and that doesn't work for everybody. That's not a big crowd pleaser, but it is the way to get the good information across, right? Like there are a lot of dangers in in short form content, in that it's just not enough time to get all the information across that you'd want to get across for somebody to like really understand something. So like, short form media, we got to be careful, because like we're not able to get like context, and yeah, you're not able to get enough information across in short form content for anybody to have a real understanding of something. In a lot of cases, you don't really need to have a big understanding of something, but and the people that want that, I feel like hopefully they're searching out the long form content. But I don't know. I think it's one of the reasons that podcasts are so great, right? I feel like podcasts are one of the original, in our generation at least, they're one of the original forms of getting long form content, and it makes sense as to why podcasts kind of blew up for a while there, right? I guess they still are pretty big deal, right? You guys still listen to podcasts? I had a while where I did. Actually, I listened to Healthy Gamer podcast a good amount. So yeah, I still listen to them their podcasts. I might have this mounted up too high to clear this camera. All right, so there we go. These are fully wired now, other than on the flight controller side. That's exciting. Let's see if the camera's going to clear. Let's throw a couple of standoffs on here, and we'll see what's going on. Yarb's Panic Buys came in today. Hooray, upgrading Baby Hawk 2 camera and going to throw a Polar Nano in my Hex Explorer. Very cool. What's a Hex Explorer? Thanks again, Metal Dirtskin, Mudkips, and Bob Noxious for the super generous super chats. You guys are awesome. Metal Dirtskin says, the 1505s on a 3.5-inch 250 as per your dice fly absolutely fantastic. Isn't it wild, Metal? It's just, that's what I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do 1505s. I might do 1804s, though. Just because 1804s are completely indestructible. But yeah, I think it's going to be either a 1505 or an 1804, and I haven't figured out what frame yet. I might do the oh, you know what I'll do? I'll do the AOS 3.5 frame. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Or I got to look up and see if there's props in view of that, or QAVS 4-inch with the dead cat front arms. Speaking of, Bob Knox just says, if I built that QAVS Mini with 1404s, I could have had it under 250. Family Guy says, a toy for ages 14 up only. So true. Mudkip says, they aren't as cool, simply put. Slideby says, do you see yourself ever getting to the point where you take snippets of these longer form combos and put them up as info? I've done that before, Slideby. I love that. It's just, I have a really hard time finding the time to do that editing. FPV, though, has been doing some edits for me, and after he finishes up this freestyle edit that he's working on now for me, he's going to see how many of those that he can do. I'm going to download like a live stream with a lot of good info and send it to him, and then he's going to see how many little snippets he can chop up and put a simple beginning and end on. The other problem is I don't like editing. I'm hoping that the Mac Mini will make me hate it less. One of the things that I hate about editing is that both the tower and the laptop are very slow, so I have to do everything on proxies, and it's just fucking annoying to edit on a slow machine, if I'm honest. So hopefully the Mac Mini will alleviate some of that, and then hopefully Finn can knock out a bunch of those snippets. And yeah, if I was more interested in this YouTube channel like taking off, I would have been doing that already, because I've already seen that. I mean, it's obvious, right? Like a 30-second video is going to get clicked a lot more than a 2-hour long one, because people are completionists, myself included. I'm not going to fault anybody for that for even a second. So yeah, coming soon, for sure. Let me get these standoffs figured out. So I just got my my Pyro drone order in with a bunch of 15 mil standoffs because I did not have enough. And all right, so here we go. We've got, so these gray ones are going to be for the Rossi, and unfortunately it's going to be silver and gray. I guess this is gunmetal gray, but they were sold out of gunmetal gray. And then I've got green and blue. What the hell am I going to do here? So blue is going to go on the ass end of the Rossi. Although, I got to put some shrimp wrapper on that. So you got blue for the rear end of the Rossi, and then man, I need like one more. God, that's annoying. Blue for the rear of the Rossi, and then a bunch of silver. No, I gotta find those in gunmetal. I'm not into this silver thing. Oh, I know what I'll do. Yeah. The rear 4 standoffs on the Rossi will be blue, and then one of these rigs is gonna have red and purple. That's gonna be the like just super OG Ciotti rig or whatever, and then there's an extra blue, and then the green guys will go on against the purple. I guess green and purple is a thing. People like green and purple, so yeah, we'll do that. And I don't have enough. God damn it! Did I really not have enough? 5 green. I didn't order enough. Alright, well. F me. That's fine. This rig is going to be red front standoffs. No. We're going to go purple front standoffs. So, let's dig up some hardware. Slideby says, what 1804 motors would you run? I don't see much in stock. There's only one. They're made by Xnova, and they're amazing. They make them in 3500 kV. That's going to work with a 3140 T-motor propeller really well, or a 3520 gem fan 3.5 inch. Okay, so we got a couple of front standoff jib jabs. Kevin Sumner says, I'll buy you an AOS 3.5 pre. I want to see how you like it. I think it's going to have props in view. Kevin, I got to look that up. Melodurtian says, I'm bringing my QAVS 4-inch to Detroit because it has GPS and carry a GoPro 2. Obviously not for bando bashing. Den636 says, I have the AOS 3.5 still in the pack. Do you want it? If there aren't props in view, I think so. Bob Noxious says, I was thinking the 4-inch QAVS Mini. The only problem I have with the 4-inch QAVS Mini is the rear arms are stupid long. And if I crash it, I can see one of those rear arms blowing up. Yarb says the Heck Explorer is the long-range fly whoop. Oh, Biden to Fly 6-motor gimmick I got on clearance a while back. Slide by says, oh, we got that. Cool. Bob Noxious says the Apex Mini does not have props in view. No shit. That's what I'm going to get then. Unless the AOS 3.5 does not have props in view. I'll have to look up. If somebody's not super busy, can you maybe look up the Chris Rosser video where he reviewed his AOS 3.5 frame and see if maybe you can tell whether or not there's props in view of the GoPro? That would be amazing. And I would just love you forever. All right, so let's see what's up with the front camera here. Then 636 says it's yours if you want it. Very cool. Much, much, much appreciated, my man. Okay, so let's get some front standoff screws in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so these are motor screws. Those are... I'm going to use these, I think. I use slightly longer screw lengths for a little bit of extra strength. Kevin Sumner says, I'm checking on props with you. Thank you, dude. Very, very cool. Yeah, I like using slightly longer hardware. It only adds a little bit of weight. It adds a little bit of strength, but here's the big thing that I like about it. It keeps stuff from stripping out. These aluminum standoffs, they're aluminum. And they're not all that strong. These are a little bit too long here, though. So yeah, you can strip these aluminum standoffs out, not super hard, if you don't have quite enough thread engagement. So I always make sure that I have a little bit extra thread engagement. And I basically, to do that, I just run hardware that's like about 2 or 3 or 4 millimeters too long than conventional sort of length hardware. And yeah, that helps me out to not strip those. You know, it allows you to like really crank some of the screws down. Like some of the screws that that vibrate loose all the time, you can really give a good twist on them fuckers and not have to worry about them backing out ever. And it just, you know, it feels like it makes the frame stronger. It's an interesting situation in that what it could actually be doing is taking some of the strength, like using up a bunch of the strength of the screw. I have not found that. But yeah, I don't know. What I worry about is like the way that these things mount. They like to kind of parallelogram. Show you what I mean. When you've got your top plate on here, right? When you start crashing really hard, you generate a lot of this and a lot of this kind of energy. And if you look at like the base of this, there's not like, there's not a whole lot preventing it from doing one of these. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the harder we can crank these guys down into the carbon, I feel like it's going to provide a little bit of extra resistance to this sort of parallelogramming motion. So yeah. Bob Noxious says he runs the iFlight 1504s on his Apex Mini. I have a set of those motors on a Ripsqueak, and it is just fantastic. So yeah, there's some of my thoughts there. All right, so let me start Loctiting stuff. Now that I'm starting to put bolts in here, and I am just kind of test fitting these, but I might actually leave these in here because I'm kind of done with the flight controller wiring, so the front of this thing can get tall and not piss me off. Family Giver says no props in view on the thumbnail. Kevin Sumner says looks like no props in view on the AOS 3.5. What? Well, the motors can't find any flight footage to confirm. I highly doubt it has props in view. It's starting to look pretty good. Who was that had that AOS 3.5 that they haven't built? Do you need my address? Because yeah, I love the idea of you know, that's going to be like the frame with the best noise performance, which for what I'm doing with it does make a difference, right? That's pretty awesome. Is it Dan? It's Dan 636. So the FPV cam is all that I care about. Keep that in mind. It's being built for live flying gig life. I need my pliers, and I put them in my flight bag. I need to order another set of these. I knew there was something I was forgetting on that last Amazon order I did. Okay. So yeah, I'm cranking these down. So these front standoffs are going to be staying on here. Alright. And here we go. Den636 is going to mess with me on Discord. Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. Very, very cool. Alright. If you grip it hard enough, you don't leave huge marks in the standoffs. You got to really grab the shit out of it, though. And I guess it still does leave a tiny little mark, but it's worth it. All right, so those two guys are on there. Let's throw our TPU mounts on here. And we will see if this camera is going to clear. I'm pretty sure that it will, but yeah, this is a good time to check that. Alright, so there, the TPU is just down from the, I need the top plate because I want to test fit the whole thing here. Just grab an entire build bag for one of these. No props in view for the Oh, he was testing that thing with the GoPro on it? Jesus. Alright, cool. Yeah, one of the cool things about these nano cams is that they damn near fit in between the, I mean, you'll see in a second, but they damn near fit in between the top plate. So you can actually kind of hang it up and out the top plate a little bit like that. But that's with the camera mounted well forward. It actually sits back a little bit like this, but you still gain a little bit of clearance. It's kind of nice. So here we go. Oh yeah, we got tons of room. Tons and tons. Although I do have this set up all the way. It is going to have to come down a little bit. Well, let's just plug it in and we'll see what's what. If this doesn't work, I'll basically just need to change the spacers on the flight controller to drop the flight controller down a little bit. I've got about 2 millimeters of wiggle room if I need to do that. So no matter what, it's going to be completely fine. Oh yeah, we are good, man. There's plenty of space in here. Let's grab a screw for the camera, a couple of screws for the camera mount here. Yeah, that's the right length. Okay. I've got my pliers back. I love these pliers. For the record, I've been using these for a while. These are Techton Pliers, Tekton. See if it'll focus on that. I'm sure it won't. These are from Amazon. I really dig them. See how the hinge is like, they're like halfway? Yeah, these are really, really nice. Techton PM. Hold on. Give you the item number. Somebody type this in the chat. P like Peter, M like Mike, N like Nancy, 77001. And then the company is Tekton. These are the best that I've found. I haven't tried a ton of different ones, but I've tried a few. They're, to me, these are the MIPS of needle nose. You know what I'm saying? Where'd that other one go? There it is. Alright, let's get this other screw in here. These might need to be a little bit shorter. Or I can just throw the plastic spacer in there, but let's see. That's cranked all the way in. What's up, Quadzimoto? Ramdonko says 49 grams frame. Could it be sub 250 Cine setup? The AOS. Jesus, it's a 49 gram frame? Why is it so heavy? What? Is it really 49 grams? What's that about? That's a lot of grams. Alright, so I need to move this camera down a little bit. But we do have what appears to be plenty of room, so let's just scooch it down a little. Oops. It went all the way down. Didn't need it to go that far down. Ooh, that might be just right. That might be exactly right. Let's see. Yep. There it is. Cool. And then if we want a little bit more up tilt, we're good to go. Alright. Oh yeah, beautiful. Awesome, and that gives me a little bit of clearance actually to move it upwards. Cool! Alright, we got it. Wait, let me get that right. Yep. Perfect. Alright, yeah, and that's got a little bit of room there. Alright, good deal. This... Yeah, that's going to be fine. That'll be fine. 49 grams with hardware. Apex 3 is 58. What the fuck? Why are these frames so heavy? What are they made of? Glad? What is happening? Holy crap, it's 10 o'clock. Well, there you go. There's the camera in there. I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this camera up in here. Front end of this thing is good to go. And the amount of resistance that these screws are giving on this camera is totally fine. One of the other really nice things about these nano cameras is they're so lightweight that they when you crash, they don't lose their up tilt because they don't have a lot of momentum. They're just, you know, they're tiny and little and cool like that. So yeah, damn. Okay, this stream went fast. So let me just come in here. Alright. Yeah, one of the tricks is these plug headers. You can just get in here and you can just give them a little bit of love to just bend them up a little bit. I'll just give you a little tiny bit more clearance. Yeah, that's awesome. We can get plenty of up tilt in there. All right, good deal. I guess I'll close this one down because I'm going to jump on Gran Turismo 7 to celebrate the rest of this holiday. I can't believe how little we got done, but from this point, it's a lot of assembly, and you know, we talked about a bunch of questions and whatnot. 49 grams. Jesus. I can't get over that. I can't get over how heavy that is. Yeah, I also got to figure out what's going on with this rig. Why did I think that I had more standoffs than I did? I don't understand what happened here. I'm very confused. But figure that out on my time. I'm gonna do some of the building off stream on these. It's so hard to get a good chunk of work done while I'm on stream because we start talking and I start talking with my hands and it's just a whole big thing. So yeah, I'm gonna knock out some work, like stupid stuff, like taping the VTXs down, getting that all plugged in, routing the antennas, that kind of nonsense. So skip over some of that stuff. All right, friends, thanks for hanging out. I'll be back in probably like a half an hour. I'm gonna grab a little bit of food. And then I'm going to jump on GT7 and we'll play some video games on 420 because, you know, that's what you do. Cool? Be good. Let me get caught up on chat real quick. Bob Knox just dropping the links. Thank you, dude. Metal Dirtskin says the 250 with 5-inch arms is already 51 grams. And that's aluminum hardware, short standoffs. Probably save a few grams with the short arms, too. The 250 won't work because there's a ton of prop in view. But that's it's an interesting idea. Quadzimoto says, where do I get those camera mounts? Brain 3D has all the TPU camera mounts that you'll need. Thanks for hanging out, people! Sorry we didn't get more done, but, you know, if you've been around here, you'll know that that's the norm. Be good. I'll see you guys on GT7 in a little bit here. Later. Oh, am I not gonna have audio? I have audio. Look at that. But the video is just me fondling the quad. Hold on. Here's one. Here's one. All right, people. Be good. See you in a little bit. And then I'll see you again on Friday. Later. All right, session. There's a little bit of noise in this. It's a $25 ESC. That's why. Okay.